What's hacking? It's Quacking, and welcome back to another episode. This time we're talking about Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore. This is supposed to be a CDI-inspired game, or I guess in a sense a spiritual successor to the previous entries, such as like Zelda or Link: The Face of Evil, which those were games that Nintendo gave the rights to Philips or CDI. And they developed a sort of, I guess, Zelda 2 kind of game. Maybe that's why Nintendo doesn't return back to it. If you don't know, the CDI games are pretty infamous for being memey, not great, low effort, low quality. They're special art in their sense. I'm sure at this point, you're watching this video, you probably know what that is. There are lots of a category called YouTube poops was made as well. But I should probably stop talking in a patronized way because I'm sure all of you probably know that. But anyways, Arzette was revealed summer of last year at the LRG3, which is meant to be Limited Run Games E3 in the sense to show off different games they're unveiling. And this is a game that was made by CDI Games. Yes, CDI, like talking like a seed as in a plant, or I, that's the name. It literally is a pun of CDI, for the CDI games. I think that's pretty funny. But this was published by Limited Run Games. Limited Run's been doing, they've been trying to make get into the, aspect of trying to publish and make their own games, stuff like that. Limited Run, that's a whole different topic for another day, but we're going to be talking about just about this game that they're publishing, made by the developer CDI Games. So Arzette Jewel of Faramore, of course, it's meant to be faithful sequel in a sense to the Zelda CDI games. And how that exactly works is there's a lot of different things like gameplay that feels very similar in a sense. And I'm not saying the game is bad. They actually made this game feel good, like a proper repolished, just overall good feel in a sense. And this is I think at this point almost any game is going to get an indie game. There's a concept of it out there. I don't know, freaking make a Microsoft XP game. I'm pretty sure that already exists. There's going to be an indie game out there. We've seen Wario Land stuff with Pizza Tower and soon Anton Blast. Now we're seeing CDI stuff, and I think it's pretty interesting, I have to say. A lot of different artists worked on this game. The cutscenes they feel very faithful. The voice actors as well. There's some returning voice actors, and they sound very similar to their just original counterparts. So the gameplay, there are a couple things that is similar to the original game, such as you're able, there's the safe sword, and they actually joke about this in some cutscenes, which is pretty funny. Where the sword can't hurt nice people, but it can hurt bad people. They're being mean and angry. So I think that's pretty funny. And then you also can collect gems with your sword, and you can just touch them normally. You don't have to, use the sword to collect them, because that can be kind of annoying. But it does help with some gems that might be hard to reach, which is pretty nice. Now the art feels very similar, especially the cutscenes, I have to say. The gameplay and the cutscenes, I feel like, look the most similar to something out of a CDI game. And I also love the little references they have in CDI games, such as the bonus room, to where you have to close all the doors, and that's definitely a Hotel Mario reference. This is more than just like a Faces of Evil game. It's meant to touch on aspects of pretty much any of the Nintendo CDI games, maybe even more than that. I know there's some other inspirations, for example, like Arzette is kind of like a character that feels like Shantae. I could tell right off the bat. And yes, there is inspiration, Shantae in the Pirate's Curse. I like her Arzette's Shimitar. I think that's pretty freaking neat. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this. I was asking someone. I thought one of the voice actors was someone I knew on a professional standpoint. I know they just like Zelda games, and they did grow up with Arzette, which I thought there might have been some kind of connection there. But I have not heard back from them regarding that. So either they're being quiet because they have to be quiet regarding a NDA, which the game's out by now, so I don't see why, by now people have beaten the game and they've gotten to the end and they've seen the credits. So but I haven't gotten to the credits yet because this might be a first impression kind of thing, and I just want to talk about this game overall because I think it's pretty interesting. But I will say some of the voice actors as well are YouTubers. Like, for example, there's this smith guy, this swordsmith kind of guy. He has literally a hammer for an arm. I think it's pretty funny. He is Try from I almost said frickin' Digit. No, from My Life in Gaming. I don't know why that's failing me. And then
if you ever need something special done with that little sword of yours, just drop by and I'll give it a shellacking. You know, I am not heavily invested in any one digital library.
And also they have Corey as well voicing in there, which I think is pretty neat. They have some ties to limited run games. They made some documentaries and stuff, so I think it really makes sense. I think there's some other content creators in there as well that made voices for this game. So I think it's mostly content creators. If it was actual voice actors, it probably would have been the people from the original cast. I don't think this voice actor I know is in this game, but I will put a note on screen if I do have an attachment with them. If you don't see anything, then they're not voicing this or they haven't responded to me, but maybe I'll make a note later on. But I thought that would have been kind of cool if there's some kind of connection there I had with this game, but no, I should be talking too much for myself. But anyways, I do think it's really neat. As someone who is aware of the CDI games overall and just, you know, the YouTube poop scene. I think it's funny because a lot of people were trying to make YouTube poops as well. Like, as soon as the trailer was unveiled of this game back in June, I thought that was pretty cool. There is a physical copy of this game that is pre-orderable right now. The pre-orders will end on in March. I think it's like the middle of March, like Ides of March, something around there. And then the digital copy is available. The game is $20. I believe it is on Switch, Steam, PS5, and Xbox Series X. I don't know about PS4 and Xbox One. You can check that. I would imagine. I know there is a physical copy of Arzette for the PS4, so I would say yes, it's on the PS4. Don't know about Xbox One and you know, Xbox One all digital. I'm sure it's on there, but yeah. But overall, I think this game's pretty. It actually feels like a good CDI game. It's weird to say that. I mean, then again, it is an indie game. It's not like they made it just bad on purpose. It feels like an actual DVD interactive game. Like, it's got those DVD graphics. Like, you can really feel it. Like, you know, you just kind of play a DVD like interactive game. You got like your DVD remote or TV remote. You're using it. You're just kind of, you know, playing games like that. It definitely feels like the graphics. I have to say, in these CDI games, and especially this game, like the overworld, it feels just like a like interactive DVD game in a sense, but you actually can, you know, control the character. I think this is a little more involved and in depth. I know there's a lot of lag with the original game, and of course this is meant to be more modern games, so there is no lag. I know there is a pre-orderable, like, awful CDI controller you can get as well. I believe works with this game as well. I wonder if they have like lag implemented. I wouldn't be surprised if there was. You can get that as well on Limited Run's website. I should say as well, this isn't an endorsement or sponsor. Limited Run, I am a little, I've had my own hot takes on them regarding, like, the shipping costs and the tax. Well, I guess you have to collect tax, but their games are a little overpriced. They are doing preservation, but I don't exactly, I feel like if I was to get something, I probably would, it would be a game that I would really want. And this would maybe be one I know I would want. But there is Rocket Knight Adventures I'm interested in. Anyways, I did say I'm not going to go on an LRG tangent. But I believe that's everything regarding Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore. Overall, I think it's a very good first impressions for this game. I think it's really nice. It's nice to see just how much effort went into this game. I definitely recommend it if you like CDI games, you just like kind of Metroidvania feels. That's something to do. It is a Metroidvania. I'm not really huge on Metroidvania games, but this kind of feels more like I guess like a smaller scale Metroidvania. I shouldn't say that to turn you off, but I think it's pretty freaking neat overall. I did play it on the Steam Deck. It is Steam Deck verified, the developer said, but it's not. There's no developer like checkmark on there because you need a certain amount of people playing your game before it can be verified. But I know the developer said they did check everything on Steam Deck, so it is officially verified on Steam Deck, so you don't have to worry about that. I did play it on Steam Deck and it worked just fine. It was really nice. It showed up the little buttons on screen of the Steam Deck, like the little like capture, select, or start buttons that have like weird icons that I've only ever seen on the Steam Deck or the Steam controller. So that definitely is, I feel like, beyond a shadow of a doubt, verified for the Steam Deck. I was playing. I was having a lot of fun with it. But yeah, with that being said, if you're interested in Arzette Jewel of Faramore, go check that out. And I gotta go take a shit.